On
I
a
give you
bright
this ring as a
morning
sign of our
filled with
marriage.
sunlight and the sound of the organ echoing through the old church, Dee and Huyen walked down the aisle
Will
together
you marry me?
amid heartfelt applause from everyone present. Before God and under the blessing of the priest, they exchanged their vows and rings, the symbol of eternal love. When the priest declared them officially husband and wife, the entire church burst into cheers and celebration. Dee and Huyen embraced in overwhelming joy, marking the beginning of a new journey filled with love and hope. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more emotional, meaningful, and heartwarming videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming stories. Sunlight streamed through the stained glass windows of the old church, scattering colors across the floor where guests slowly made their way inside. The gentle sound of the organ floated through the air like a soft breeze, brushing against every soul present. Above, rows of candles flickered, filling the space with a sacred glow and the faint aroma of incense, inviting everyone to lower their voices and hold their hearts in reverence. It was a momentous day, the day when Da and Huyen, after years of love and countless challenges, would walk down the aisle to become husband and wife before God, their families, and all who cherished them. The pews were filled. Elderly guests adjusted their shawls, while young people excitedly filmed and photographed the scene. Children sat quietly on their parents' laps, wide-eyed as they gazed at the dazzling interior of the church. Everyone was waiting, the moment when the couple would appear at the entrance. The organ's melody suddenly shifted to a more solemn tune. A hush fell over the sanctuary, as though an invisible thread had tightened the atmosphere. The priest stood at the end of the aisle, hands clasped, his gentle smile signaling the ceremony was about to begin. Murmurs rippled softly among the guests. The bride and groom were here. The massive church doors opened, light flooded inside, illuminating two silhouettes. Da entered first, dressed in a deep blue suit, his face glowing with emotion and barely contained joy. Beside him, Huyen walked in a pristine white wedding gown adorned with delicate lace. Her softly curled hair was crowned with a slender wreath. The sunlight made her veil shimmer like morning mist. For a moment, the entire room seemed to freeze. She was breathtakingly beautiful. Da tenderly held Huyen's hand. It was not merely to guide her, but to affirm, "From this moment on, I am with you." Together, they walked slowly along the red carpet as applause rose warmly from both sides of the pews. Some wiped tears from their eyes, others smiled with heartfelt joy. The organ continued its sacred melody, leading the couple toward their destined moment. As they neared the altar, the priest stepped forward with an inviting, fatherly smile. "Welcome, my children, to this sacred place," he said. "Today, we gather to witness the love of Da and Huyen as they form a new family built on faith, hope, and devotion." Da and Huyen turned to each other, their eyes shimmering with trust and deep affection. They stepped onto the small platform, standing before the priest. White petals scattered along the aisle added to the purity of the scene. The priest raised his hands to bless them. His voice, warm and resonant, echoed through the church. "May God pour His grace upon you both, guiding your journey with love, understanding, and compassion." The couple bowed their heads, overwhelmed with emotion. A sense of divine presence seemed to settle over them, softening their hearts and warming their spirits. After the blessing, the priest smiled and said gently, "It is time for the exchange of vows and rings, the symbol of eternity." An attendant presented the ring box. The golden bands glimmered, capturing the breath of those watching. Dee picked up his ring, his hand trembling slightly, though his eyes were steady. Gazing into Huyen's eyes, he spoke in the quiet, reverent stillness. "Dee, I promise to love, cherish, and protect you. I promise to stand by you in times of joy and sorrow, in health and in illness. From today onward, you are the one and only partner of my life." He slipped the ring onto her finger. As it slid into place, Huyen pressed her lips together, holding back tears of happiness. Then Huyen lifted the other ring, her hands delicate yet firm. Her voice quivered, but every word carried the weight of her heart. "Dee, I promise to love you, honor you, and walk beside you through all of life's challenges. I promise to build with you a home filled with love and faith. You are the one I choose today and forever." She placed the ring on his finger. Their hands tightened around each other, as though refusing to let even a second slip from this precious moment. The priest joined his hands and proclaimed solemnly, "In the presence of God, your families, and your friends, I now pronounce you husband and wife." The church erupted. Applause thundered through the sanctuary. Cheers and congratulations filled the air. Some guests stood up instantly. Others embraced, overwhelmed with emotion. Children clapped along, sensing the joy even if they didn't fully understand it. Dee gently pulled Huyen closer, and without prompting, they embraced. A long, heartfelt embrace, filled with promises beyond words. Huyen nestled her face against Dee's shoulder while he placed a hand on his back, patting gently as if to say, "We made it. This is our moment." Their smiles shone so brightly that the church itself seemed to glow. Phones rose from every pew as guests captured the unforgettable scene, the moment two souls, once tested by life, were now united completely. The priest beamed, his eyes warm with pride, like a father witnessing his children take their next step in life. When the couple finally loosened their embrace, another wave of cheers rose. White petals rained from above, drifting like soft snowfall over their hair and clothing. Huyen lifted her face and laughed softly as petals brushed her cheeks. Dee, meanwhile, could not take his eyes off his bride, the woman who would walk with him from this day onward. They turned toward the guests and bowed. The entire church stood, applauding and celebrating. In the front row, Huyen's grandmother dabbed her eyes, whispering repeatedly, "Bless you both." From outside, the church bells began to ring joyfully, each peal echoing like a heartbeat, matching the couple's excitement. Hand in hand, Dee and Huyen descended the steps toward the sunlit doorway. Every step felt like a declaration that they were ready to begin a new chapter of life. Dee looked at Huyen with the gentle smile she had loved since their first days together. Huyen squeezed his hand, replying with a warm, radiant gaze. They knew life ahead might not always be easy, but with each other, every challenge would feel lighter.
Amid the cheers and blessings filling the church, they walked into the sunlight, into a future bright with love, hope, and unwavering faith.